Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Battleship exercise that we're going to accomplish through Google Sheets. In this exercise, we'll learn how to format column and row size, format cell colors, merge cells, um, as well as horizontally and vertically aligned text, as well as move cell entries. So we got a lot going on. So to start, I have a blank spreadsheet here. I'm going to go ahead and just name this by clicking once in the title, and I'm just going to type Battleship. So we kind of get an idea or save it as a Battleship sheet on our Google Drive. So the first thing we're going to want to do is make a 10 by 10 grid and make it as square as we possibly can. Now, to do this, what I'd like to do is to format the column and row size kind of uniformly. And to do that, I just click on this area right here between the A and the 1, right underneath the FX here. If I click here, it highlights our whole sheet. And now I can kind of click and drag the columns here to kind of make them a little bit more square, as well as the rows. I'm going to make those a little bit bigger until it's about square. You can kind of see they all adjust kind of at the same time here, all the way down. So it's a great way of saving yourself time rather than trying to do every single row or column at the same time. So now that we have those look pretty square to me, it might need to come in just a little bit more. Those look pretty square. Now I'm going to make a 10 by 10 board. So I believe A through J is 10, 4, 6, 8, 10, as well as just 10 down here. So I'm going to highlight this 10 by 10 area by clicking and dragging. And then I'm going to go up to here where it says fill color. And I'm going to select just a light blue for my board. And you can kind of see after I selected it, now this 10 by 10 area has become blue. Now, what I'd like to do next is to make our ships for Battleship. So I'm going to start with the smallest boat first, which is a 2 size boat. Now, you're going to have to create it by first clicking on one cell and dragging it to the next one to highlight 2 at once, and then merge them. So I'm going to go up here to this merge cells option up here and click it, and then it's going to make it 1. And then I'm going to color it, let's say we'll make our cells, our ships purple. So I'm going to make it purple here. Within the same cell here, I'm going to go ahead and just type what the 2 is, which is a patrol boat. And once I click in it, you kind of see it's not exactly in the best position. So I'd like to align this in the center, both horizontally and vertically. So to do that, I'm going to click in this cell. And right up here is the horizontal align. I'm just going to select center here. And right to the right of it is the vertical align. So if I click this, I can select in the middle. So now it's centered and middled in those merged cells there. And then just one other slight thing we can do is just kind of highlight it by selecting the borders. And I'm just going to give it outer borders. And if I do that and I go off, see it's kind of got a nice outline to it. So that's our patrol boat, and we're just going to go ahead and do that the same way for the other boats here. So the next one, we have a submarine and a destroyer. So I'm going to merge the 3 cells. I'm going to also color this purple. I'm going to type in here submarine. Forgot the M there. Submarine, same thing, centered, middled, and also I'm going to give it the outer borders. Now the other thing you can do is you can right click and copy or hit Control C, and then here you can paste, and that should copy it down below. Now the only reason why I did that is because we have another 3 ship, which is going to be our cruiser. So instead of submarine, I'm just going to type cruiser up here. And actually I take that back, it's destroyer now. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong Wikipedia. Okay, so now we have our submarine destroyer. Let's make our 4 ship, which is our battleship. So let's go ahead and merge 4 cells here and color it purple as well. And I'm going to type up here battleship and make it centered as well as middled. And make one more 5 ship here. Let's merge You can kind of see the pattern we got going on here. Make it purple. Oops, I made the wrong thing purple there. Sorry. Let's make it the background purple. There we go. And I think I changed the text to white, which actually might look better. But the 5 is the carrier ship. So I actually really like how that white looks. So I'm going to change all the others to white, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's center it, and let's make it in the middle there. We could also increase the font size to something bigger just to make it a little bit easier to see. And I'm going to do the same thing to all the others. Now, I believe what you can do is you can click on here and you can paint the format to the next one. And that's a really simple way to kind of copy your font size as well as your font color. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to select Battleship, paint the format to Destroyer. I'm going to paint that to Submarine, and I'm going to paint that to Patrol Boat. Patrol Boat barely fits, but it looks good. Now we did lose our borders because I copied the format without the borders. So let me go ahead and add those back on to all of these one at a time. And now we have all of them bordered. So now we have our 5 boats. Now, you're not going to be able to turn these or anything, but what you can do is you can move these onto our board. And the way that we could do this is a couple of different ways. We could right-click on it, and we could cut it and select a place on our board and right-click and paste it, and that works. The shortcut to doing a cut like that is to select it, the ship you want to move, left-click, hover just over to where that arrow turns to a hand, and then click, and then you can drag it. And that does essentially the same function. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. This short way is kind of nice and a little bit more intuitive to where you can click and move it. So I'm just going to click and move my ships onto the board here. There we go. Now I have all 5 ships on my board. So hopefully that was a little bit helpful as far as learning a few different functions in Google Sheets. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.